This morning, a preview for the 2025 season on Disney Plus was released, which included some brief new shots of Andor Season 2, along with Skeleton Crew and some other exciting stuff like Alien Earth and Daredevil Born Again. But I'm going to focus on Andor, since it's 5 months away, Skeleton Crew is just around the corner, and while I'm always excited for more Alien stuff, it's not Star Wars. There isn't a ton to talk about, but I'm going to try to go through these shots and guess at what the 4 arcs of the final season might be. I think one will take place entirely on Coruscant, and that might be how the footage begins. Maybe Cassian is visiting Luthen to infiltrate high society or something. I remember the footage that was shown back at Celebration London included this Cassian look with the slicked back hair, and it looked like he was blending into a party or something. Maybe he'll be meeting Mon Mothma right under the Empire's nose. There's an apartment Cassian seems to be sneaking into that reminds me quite a bit of Cyril's home in Season 1. I doubt it's the same since Cassian peacefully meets someone there. It's probably just another cookie-cutter style apartment found in the city. I also think it's interesting that we can see who I assume is K2SO on Coruscant. He's got the yellow rings around his arms, and I just don't think they'd put a random KX droid in the trailer, so K2 has either been reprogrammed at this point, or they're going to change how he and Cassian first met. I've been expecting that story, which was originally told in a one-shot comic, to be changed for the series. If that's the case, I hope there's a nod to the comic, similar to the way they changed Cassian's backstory in Season 1, but still mentioned Fest as a false backstory, which was originally established in reference books. The next series of shots are surrounding Cassian apparently stealing a TIE Avenger. That TIE design is technically canon thanks to some reference materials, but it was mostly a ship from Legends, first created for the TIE Fighter video game. It had shields and a hyperdrive, making it more formidable than a standard TIE. The trailer shows us a ship with TIE Interceptor-style wings on the front and back like the Avenger, but there are some design differences as well, so I can't say for sure that it's an Avenger. It might be something new, but an Avenger seems like a safe bet. Anyway, I wonder if Cassian is stealing a prototype or something? That could be cool, but it would also be very similar to Star Wars Rebels when the Ghost Crew worked to stop production of Grand Admiral Thrawn's TIE Defender. Not to mention, we already had a heist arc in Season 1 of Andor. I just hope that if this is another theft of Imperial property, it feels distinct. No matter what, I have to admit I'm always excited to see new TIEs on screen. I also think it's interesting that it looks like Bix is giving Cassian the job. I doubt she's working for Luthen, so maybe she comes to Cassian out of necessity, and he goes and does this job without Luthen's approval. There does seem to be some friction between the two characters, with Luthen complaining that Cassian is thinking like a thief. Moving on to the next set of shots, we see Imperials marching on a large protest. Cassian is seen running through the crowd and shooting at what appears to be a ring of stormtroopers opening fire on them, all like fish in a barrel. I think this is going to be the Gorman Massacre. That event takes place 2 years before the Battle of Yavin, which would make it the second or third arc of the season, if I'm right. But the massacre was like the straw that broke Mon Mothma's back. It causes her to publicly denounce the Emperor and the Senate, making her an enemy of the state. She goes on the run and is helped by the Ghost Crew in Star Wars Rebels. Season 1 brought up the Gormans multiple times, so I think it makes perfect sense for us to see this major event. All we really know in canon is that a massacre happened. It was first established in Star Wars Legends and involved Grand Moff Tarkin landing his ship on a group of Gorman protesters, crushing them. I don't think we'll see that, but you never know. I feel like the massacre itself could be the finale of the arc, but I would love it if we saw the aftermath, Mothma's reaction, and then maybe Cassian helping extract her off Coruscant to get her to safety. The final shots I want to mention simply show Cassian at the base on Yavin. This isn't a surprise at all, but it's still great to see. Tony Gilroy has been very open about the fact that the final scene of the series is going to be Cassian preparing to go to the Ring of Kafrene to meet with Tivik, so Yavin has to be in the story. I'm curious how early that base will be established. I would love to see it in more than just one arc. There's not much more to say right now. There's another shot that has Bix and Willman in it, but we don't see Brasso, B2EMO, Dedra, or Cyril. I will say I recall Cyril wearing a beret in the celebration footage, and you can see some berets in the Gorman scenes, so he might be present for the massacre as well. But I can't do anything other than speculate for now. Andor Season 2 is still nearly half a year away, but it's easily the project I'm most excited for in the coming year, and I'm glad we got a little bit to talk about today. Let me know what you think of the footage in the comments. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel for all our Andor coverage, follow us on our socials, and consider checking out our Patreon page. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.